Hey everyone, Steph here. This is just a friendly reminder to fuck those rules in your head. Fuck the rules that OCD is telling you. It's all complete bullshit. We, we, with people with OCD, we try to think that life is governed by these rules, but it's just not accurate. It's not a reflection of our reality. More so, reality comes from our actions and living in the world of action. OCD will try to imprison us into rules and saying, if you do this, then this will happen. However, if you do the other thing, then this other bad thing can happen. But these are all just thoughts. These are the lies, the web that's being spun by the spider of OCD. And the only way to get out of that is to do what you want regardless of what it's saying, because it can't harm you. It's literally just energy moving through your body. So if you can kind of relate to it in that way, that it's just moving through you, like it's an intense, maybe energetic. If you can come up with a name to describe how the energy is, don't pay so much attention to the words it's saying, but how it feels, and kind of learning to relate to that energy differently, so that it, like, okay, you can do it. You can do this action scared. You can do it depressed. You can do it fearful. You can do it tired. So this is just to stop it from getting in the way of you meeting your goals. So if there's something you really want to do, go for it. Nothing that this screaming idiot is saying is going to make a difference, whether or not things or outcomes come out a certain way or not. So I find the mentality of action before mind can be very helpful. This is kind of a separate idea, but a lot of good things can happen. Like, you can't think yourself into action, right? And nothing ever comes from this thought world. So I'm kind of talking about a separate branch now, like a goal setting. So it's basically the act of putting yourself out there and seeing what happens. So, for example, I ended up, you know, prior to going to, there was a social event where I could meet a bunch of friends, right? Like new friends. I was like, oh, I don't want to go. I'm so tired. But my friend that was part of this group was like, oh, just come on. Like, let's just see. We don't have to stay for that long. Let's just go. Like, worst case scenario, you just don't go back, whatever. So I was like, okay. So I ended up going and I met up with these other people for the first time, and they were all so excited and happy that we were also happy that we met each other. And despite how we were feeling, because it was late at night, it was like 9 o'clock at night, Friday night. I don't know. I'm in my 30s, so I don't know if it's a 30-year-old thing, but after Friday night, I'm just like done. I just want to go to bed, whatever. So like I was feeling tired, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to do it anyway. And I was so happy I did it. So nothing can be done in this world of thought. Like, you just have to do it. So, and that was kind of the mentality that this new person met. She was like, yeah, like I could have like had my mind stop me from going like, oh, like what do people think of me? Like, but she still went anyway. And because of that, we formed this amazing connection. So if you let your mind stop you from everything you want to do, it's not serving you really any way at all in your goals. So fuck the rules that your mind comes up with. Um, it likes to think that it can control things, but it can't. So maybe give yourself that relief that nothing you do or don't do will make an impact, really. Like these imagined scenarios in your head, the only way you're going to find out is if you do the thing that you want to do. So take the motivation, put your action before how you're feeling, because that's the best way to get things done. Whether it's going to the gym, like you've been putting that off, oh, I'm tired, like who cares? Who the fuck? Just go tired. You want to go meet your friends, oh, but like what if they think of me? Who the fuck cares? Go anyway. Let the results inform you, not your mind, because your mind will never equal reality. That imagined scenario is never reality. So start to live an action based life, one that's externally driven, because people with OCD, they have very rich, intense internal world, but you can get lost in there to the point where it's like you're like watching an IMAX movie, or like it's equivalent to like watching Netflix in your apartment for days on end and not even realizing you've been watching it this whole time. That's the same thing with our actual lives. We need to learn that we're in our IMAX movie right now. We need to take those glasses off and come back to what's actually here in front of us and start to work on the world that's actually real in our reality right now. So start to notice when you're drifting into your IMAX Netflix imagination and be like, okay, what actionable steps can I take today, to make things happen? Because we are imaginative people, but sometimes, like, that imagination is a crutch. And it can keep you imagining things for however long. Meanwhile, like, your life is going on, and maybe you didn't take the trash out. Maybe freaking the food in your cabinet's rotting. Like, who knows? But, like, at the end of the day, you need food. So you need to go to that market. You need to buy some new food. And that entails actually going there. You could also do Amazon delivery, but that's still taking an action, right? So start thinking about things you want to do and just do them. And realize it's about picking your poison. Like, OCD is going to be screaming at you regardless of if you do or you don't do that thing. So you might as well do the thing that you want to do and let the screaming happen, relate to the energy in a different way of not being harmful, but just like, oh, this is like a shock through my body right now. This is like an exciting kind of volt of energy that I'm experiencing, relating to that agitation in a different way so that it's not stopping you, but rather empowering you to move, or even so that you're like walking parallel to it, like it's just kind of doing its own thing and it doesn't actually impact you, it's just kind of there. I hope that makes sense, and I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you soon.